My daughter, Anna, loves gymnastics. And now I'm kind of liking gymnastics too. I was never much into the gymnastics thing. But because my daughter does, she shows me, and I've seen every clip from the last two, more than that, Olympics and the Nationals and all these things. Women in gymnastics have several things. They have the vault, the parallel bars, or the uneven bars rather, and the floor exercises, and then they have the balance beam. Have you ever seen the balance beam? The balance beam is a couple inches wide, about 8 feet long, and about this high, right? And somehow they get up on this balance beam, right? Have you ever watched these girls on these balance beams? It is unbelievable. Well, we got a balance beam at home, but not 4 feet high. We have one on the ground. So it's just a lip. It's maybe 2 inches high. To walk down, turn around, and walk back is an effort without slipping just onto the floor. Now, my daughter's been practicing. She can jump, she can spread her legs, she can do some things and put her arms and land back on it. So she asked, Dad, you do it. So, she's playing the music, some John Williams Olympic theme. And so I walk down, I turn around, and I jump up, and what happens? My feet go here, there, and everywhere. And then, but you know what? You can do it. You can do it. Now, if you look at the old videos, and I grew up with Nadia Comaneci and Olga Korbut, right? Some of you grew up in the Mary Lou Retton days, and then more recently, Nastia Lukin, and now the Fab Five over last year with Gabby Douglas and all these Jordan Weber. And you look at how they do it. 30 years ago, the ones that got the perfect 10s, like Olga Korbut, are doing nothing compared to what they're doing now. You look at it and you go, wow, she got a perfect 10? That's what people are doing in 4th grade. Now they're doing double flips and these things. It's unbelievable. What is the point? I think we think that God calls us to live on a balance beam. God calls us to live a life of morality, right? A life of the straight and narrow. We become a Christian, and he sets us up on this balance beam. This is what we think. And we've got to stay on this balance beam. And we have this fear. What happens if I, do, and you're walking down this balance beam, and all of a sudden you're going like this, and I only fall this far, but, they break arms, collarbones, ankles, and worse when they fall off this thing, right? And we're all trying to balance on this balance beam. And I think it's the wrong picture. I think when you step up on the balance beam, it's your pride that's causing you to step on the balance beam, and you're trying to act out something that's not there. God has given us the entire world, and he's told us there's a few things you can't do. I have this belief that if it is not immoral, it is moral. We have this belief, if it is not moral, it's immoral. So we think morality is this, and everything else is immoral. I have a belief that there are immoral things. We stay away from them, the temptations and all. But what happens is, the reason is because one of the immoral things that I do is pride. What does the Bible say about pride? Lift yourself up. I mean, it's just the same picture. Lift yourself up, and what's going to happen? You are going to tumble. Just like when they show the bloopers of these girls. They're flipping around, and I can flip really well in my life. But you know what? You end up falling. God has called us to live a life of morality, and he's given us the entire world. And we have this sense that Christianity is so tight and narrow that we can't do anything. I think I just love life. I love people. I love the world. I love other cultures. I love all this stuff. That's why I love to see the cultures in this room, because we don't live in a very small world. We live in a very large world, but we're called to live morally in this world. And I don't know what your immoral impulse is that pulls you up onto the balance beam. But I do know this. If you get up on the immoral balance beam of life, you will tumble off. Now we go, but wait a minute. We see all this immorality in the world, and they're so beautiful, and they do so well. But let me tell you, they eventually do fall off. We have been called that whatever we do, whether we eat or drink, or whatever we do it all to the glory of God. And here's the beautiful thing. Morality is not religion. Morality is not even theology. God has called all of us to do something. For me and John, it's to travel the world and to share the gospel all over the world. Now, would I love to take the entire congregation around the world? Yes. But that is not your calling. That's my calling. God has called you to live the life of his son Jesus and participate in his blessing, participate in his suffering, participate in him wherever you are. So the point is this: go do it. Just go do it. This week, wherever you are, just do it. Live morally, share the gospel, and people will look at you.